Hello everybody, James here. Now it's another day, another CM Punk story about him getting into it with a fan, apparently. So the new WWE champion has been headlining a series of house shows, very rare house shows at this point, in the lead up to SummerSlam next month. And CM Punk has been making the news pretty frequently throughout this entire house show loop. Whether it's a sorry fan who bought front row tickets just to have a go at CM Punk, for something, I guess, that happened in his head or built up in his head over 10 years, and it didn't end up the way that he apparently dreamed of all those years in the interim. To Punk stealing Charlotte Flair's walkout cape for his own entrance. But then this latest video that has been doing the rounds since last night is from a fan who claimed that CM Punk is the reason you should never meet your heroes. Stick with me because my conclusion might not exactly be what you think it is going to be or expect me to say. But anyway, we're going to go through the entire thing. Here's the story leading up to it. CM Punk and WWE were performing at Las Cruces, New Mexico. I think it was last night, I guess, as I record this. CM Punk I always thought had a bus anyway, but he was checking into a hotel. So he was checking into the hotel, Holiday Inn, or wherever it might be after the show. Now, the young family that is featuring in this video, who claim they just so happened to be at the same hotel, were hanging around the lobby at this point. They say they saw CM Punk get out of a car or whatever. They saw him coming in and coming into the hotel, so they hung around the lobby to get an autograph. Here's the video.
It's okay, baby. It's okay. Come here. I told you never meet your heroes.
That's a hard part. Yeah, I knew you'd like that. That's...
Aww, I feel bad for Matthew. I'm like so heartbroken for you.
Like CM Punk, bro.
He is a punk.
Like that like.
Like I understand, like give him like their space and stuff, but we're in the same hotel, and he saw Matthew and Anthony like see him, and then he just like
see him, and he like Mad Dog doesn't walk.
Don't ever meet your heroes, because that could happen. And Matthew, I mean Anthony's heartbroken. What do you feel? How do you feel about CM Punk?
Good still, because we can just like knock on every door and then we can say, no. Look in my eyes.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack with that one. First off, their number one priority, apparently, after getting blanked by CM Punk, was to make, apparently, content for their social media, including a little picture and subtitles of it all, for all their accounts for clout, I guess. Immediately, as well. That should tell you something right there. Secondly, 30 minutes later, I mean, how'd you go from Hey CM Punk's outside to an extra half hour to get like a reaction from Punk blanking the kid further? I don't get that. Anyway, hotel check-ins can drag. I understand that. But sometimes, damn, that's a long way. Thirdly, my goodness, is that family annoying. Hanging around for a half hour yelling CM Punk's name, I guess. What was the best they were hoping for at this point? I mean, from somebody who famously hates being bothered by fans at work hours. I don't know. Anyway, CM Punk, after the show, posted and then deleted the following from his Instagram stories, apparently in response. Ahi for breakfast of champions. Please do not follow me to my hotel. Las Cruces, you were lovely. Loud and fun. See you all soon, Albuquerque. On deck. Thank you. See you at the matches. Look, privacy is evidently important to that guy. I need to get that off because it's very dark. Privacy is very important to CM Punk, obviously, and I guess for some more than others, being followed or hassled in hotel lobbies, whatever, is an intrusion that they won't put up with. Similarly, could this all be a bit of a misunderstanding? Because maybe a case of mistaken stalking, as it were, because, I mean, from Punk's post there, he felt like he was being followed or stalked or whatever it was. But maybe Punk thought they'd follow him to the hotel. The fans in that video try and make it kind of obvious as like, hey, we just so happen to be at the same hotel, you know, we're not following him or anything. But anyway, maybe Punk thought that he'd been followed. If he thought that and he had no reason to think otherwise, I can understand why he wouldn't have given them the time of day. Now, let's presume that they were indeed staying at the same hotel by coincidence rather than just stalking the guy. I mean, they did immediately go outside the hotel after the Punk non-interaction rather than stay in the lobby or go to their rooms. I mean, it's kind of a weird thing to do if indeed you are staying in the hotel. But anyway, their reaction to Punk, quote, mad dogging them and going to his room is weirdly, is to not only make a video, but then say he's an absolutely horrible person, and that they specifically let their son down, or brother, or whoever that kid is. But the thing is that the kid was the least bothered of the three of them, apparently. The kid says, hey, I still like Punk. I mean, then he threatens to knock on every door till he finds him, but says, I still like him. But the adults there are properly butthurt over it, acting like on behalf of their son, brother, whatever. But they're acting like, I'm so hurt for the kid. I'm so hurt for the brother's son. You know, it really hurts feeling. And he's like, I'm fine. But they're the ones that are insulted, and they're trying to almost like project their feelings onto him, which is going to come up again and again as a theme in this video as well. But there's another screenshot I want to show you. This is also from Instagram from a couple of years ago that somebody saved. Hey guys, love you all, but friendly reminder to respect privacy and boundaries. Airports are not a meet and greet. If I have to ask you to please stop following me multiple times, you have crossed the line. Please stop this, thank you, and stop using your children as a shield or as an excuse. So, I guess that CM Punk also felt that the family was using their young kid, brother, son, whatever it was, as a shield or an excuse, as he says, to get closer to Punk than if they were on their own. Now, I also get that impression that the family had positioned the kid for that exact purpose, it seems like. And then after the fact, they're trying to say that the CM Punk had let down the kid, where he really wasn't that bothered. The older guy was way more bothered, trust me. And also the girl was also way more bothered. Once again, the dad seemed to be the biggest fan of the three, and then the wife, sister, whatever. I don't know what the relationship is. Anyway, what you're probably going to expect me to say at this point is shame on the family for bothering CM Punk at a late hour when he no doubt wants to get some rest. And I am going to say that. But also, I'm going to add this. Punk nor any other WWE wrestler or any celebrity out there owes the fans anything in that sense. They don't owe you a piece of their time. They don't owe you a piece of their soul. They don't owe you an autograph or a photo. They aren't paying him to do anything at that point, just because they claim to be staying at the same hotel, and I will say claimed, which in fairness, I mean, I don't know how they would know that the wrestlers were going to that hotel, or some of them were anyway, but although that doesn't rule out the fact they could have just followed them from the arena, and from other Instagram posts I've seen, they were at the arena as well. It still doesn't entitle you to an interaction, even if you wait for it. But this is also a completely separate situation here. Assuming they weren't following the guy and it really was a kind of chance encounter, then hordes of people, it's a completely different situation than hordes of people crowding hotel lobbies at WrestleMania 42, for example, at the MGM Grand, where everyone was trying to get to their room and everybody, just like a sea of people surrounding them, and it's a scary situation. That was especially egregious because the performers were actually selling photos and autographs at WWE World that weekend as well, and people were trying to just get stuff for free. That same weekend was when that sleazy, skeevy slimeball tried to film a heartfelt goodbye between Bayley and AJ Lee, CM Punk's wife, and Punk slapped the phone out of the guy's hand and told him to piss off, and for that I commend Punk, absolutely. And I know people are like, shut up. Anyway, then there's the throngs of losers out there who take dozens of 8x10s to like airports and stuff to get them signed so they can flip them online, sometimes crowding around the women until other wrestlers have to step in to kind of like get them out, basically rescue them. Or, like Rhea Ripley being chased into a waiting taxi by over-enthusiastic fans in Europe. This is different to that, if indeed it was a chance encounter. And I'll get to that in a minute. And there weren't loads of other people around. Maybe. We don't know everything going on here. I'm not saying CM Punk owes anybody anything beyond his performance. But what I am saying is that in certain circumstances, or in those circumstances specifically, a Hulk Hogan would have had no problem signing the autograph before hobbling back to his room for the night. Now, there's also the irony that CM Punk was once one of those annoying fans hassling wrestlers for photos. Sorry, pause the recording. Here he is with Steve Austin. I'm saying that there are levels to fan pestering, essentially. If there's more of them, then you've got to do it for everybody, that kind of thing. And sometimes, as annoying as it is, sometimes discretion is the better part of valor. And just hello is the difference between a complete nothing happening, no story being released, and then somebody out to make a hit piece on you. I was going to end it there, but then somebody online kind of helpfully found some extra photos of this woman's Instagram, which really kind of does her no favours. So on her Instagram, I'm cropping out the username, by the way, for a very good reason as well. But on her Instagram stories that have since been deleted, or at least these have. Anyway, here she is with Trick Williams. Here she is with Obafemi. Here she is with Charlotte Flair. I mean, in fairness, they're all happy, taking photos and whatnot. But isn't it weird that none of the photos features the woman's kid? It's almost, it kind of blows up the theory that hey, we just so happened to be at the hotel. Kind of, I'm not saying just so happened to, maybe they did pick the right hotel, or the hotel that other people were staying at when CM Punk turned up. But what it does blow up the theory of is like, man, you really disappointed my kid. It's all about him and blah blah blah. It's like all the photos only feature her in it. Right, or at least it's on her Instagram. I don't know. Maybe it's others, but I doubt there was, multiple photos of everyone. Can I also just say, amazing human being. A dude stood there for 3 seconds for a photo. If you're amazed by that, then you're probably going to be amazed by your own socks or something like that. Anyway, the point is that it kind of blows up the theory that it's all about the kid, and the kid was let down. No, it's the adults that were let down in that case. But anyway. She doesn't seem to feature in any of the posts. I think there was a hint that there were more posts out there as well, but they've all gone, so I can't. Also, the original video has definitely gone as well. I've checked this person's Instagram. Can't find it on stories. Can't find it on the socials as well. The regular posts. So I'm figuring that she's getting a load of hassle as well from all this, which is probably why she's taken a lot of them down. That's just a guess on my part, of course. Anyway. In another interesting twist, the video, they've all deleted, so I kind of just want to round it up with this. Here is my guess of how this all went down. Overeager, annoying fans hung out at a hotel lobby for ages trying to get pictures with people. They were using the kid as a kind of in when Punk would term them as a shield from getting turned away. The kid isn't actually in any of the photos, from best we can say. Best I can see, anyway. Punk saw them as annoying fans hassling the wrestlers for interactions, and at a late hour, and wanted no part of it because he felt like he was being followed or stalked or whatever it is, and then went to bed. And then the fans made a video portraying CM Punk as a horrible person from it. Now, the woman later claimed on social media the following. We did not stalk him or invade his space. We arrived at the hotel at the same time as some of the wrestlers. A little smile or wave would have been nice, but instead he totally ignored the boys and walked past them after the boys acknowledged him. No pasa nada. Said shared several photos, Instagram stories following the family meeting other wrestlers at the same hotel, and other WWE stars. I only saw the ones that were on that social media thing, so I don't know if there are any more. But anyway, could Punk have handled it better? Maybe. I mean, maybe just said hello or whatever it might be. But once again, Punk still doesn't owe these evidently very highly entitled brats anything either. And maybe he sensed that's what they were. I mean, people who form these parasocial relationships as well can not only be annoying and creepy, but dangerous as well. And sometimes self-preservation might just be the kind of price you pay for a bad video coming out for you. Anyway, as Dutch always says, when people tell you who they are, believe them. Punk tells you time and again he doesn't like being bothered by fans outside of hours. Trust me, there's loads of photos out there of Punk with people in the wild out there and being nice and interaction and whatever. It's a kind of pick your shots moment. But once again, he's famously salty and touchy and a malcontent. If you cannot feel too aggrieved when he'd be the first to admit it that he didn't stop and take a picture with you. If that is the person he is saying he is, and then he shows himself to be that, in your opinion, how can you be that annoyed about it, really? Anyway, that's the video. Let me know what you think. I will see you soon for another.